to you from Johannesburg. I want to introduce you to some of the concepts found in the field of applied sports psychology. We live in a world where the knowledge of experts comes into our homes and we interface with these on a daily basis. If you take the world of Windows, for instance, we get the wonder of Bill Gates' insight into our homes as we are able to operate on our PCs. When it comes to applied sports psychology, I've had the privilege of learning from an expert, Dr. Patrick Cohen. And through these videos, we're going to get some of those expertise coming to our lives in digestible, easy to understand terms. If you learn on a platform like Windows, you begin to learn a language, and I'm going to introduce you to some of the language and the vocabulary that we use in the field of applied sports psychology. One of them will be something called a process goal. A process goal is really just a large goal bitten down into bite-sized pieces, a mini goal of what to concentrate on in that exact moment in time. We'll also talk about things like a training practice mindset or a match day mindset. We're going to introduce you to various tools. I have a kit bag with me here today. As a teenager, I played a lot of cricket. I scored a lot of runs, but sadly I often didn't make it past 50. I scored a lot of 50s, but no coach took me aside and said, "Ian, you often get out soon after you've reached the 50 milestone. You need to have a way of concentrating and regrouping at that time." So we're going to introduce you to the concept of refocusing, to recognize firstly the first R, to recognize where you're at, to regroup in your concentration, and then to refocus. So when it came to cricket, much like the Swiss Army knife, I had certain tools. I could build an innings up to 30 or 50 runs. I had a great approach to my first 30 runs. I very often went to 50. I had other tools, but sadly I lacked concentration, or I lacked the methods and approaches to take me to centuries. So we're going to introduce you to some new tools so that you can perform at your peak.